Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Holy Happy Hour. And oh my goodness, I hate technical issues. That was the biggest nightmare. And for you guys that know stuff about computers, I was having a hard time updating Chrome. It was like uninstall it and reinstall it. And it was the simplest fix once I figured out how to do it. But I just like am that incompetent when it comes to updating computers. So my first goal is to get enough of you guys to support the channel and what we do so that we can hire someone to do this stuff for me because God teaches me patience through this. But the enemy tempts me with smashing my computer against the wall. Anyway, I wanted to jump on here because I have had a wild weekend and I just want to kind of update you guys on what's been going on. You probably have seen that I haven't posted near as much. And we also are missing a week this week of our series, The Seven Vices and Their Opposing Virtues. That doesn't mean that the series is over. We are continuing with the series. I'll just be on a retreat this weekend. Plus, the person who was supposed to be a guest kind of had an accident, and so uh, keep praying for him. But other than that, we are good to go. I'm looking forward to having him back on the show eventually, maybe even to talk about his experience and what's been going on. So, what's been going on with me, as you could probably tell by what I'm dressed in and my the sound of my voice. I did just get back from the gym, but this has kind of been the outfit and the get up from like last Thursday till today, and I just recently got over some kind of wicked sickness. Now, my body normally just bounces right back up, and the whole family had, but just me specifically, my body normally just bounces right back up, and I'm good to go. But this one threw me for a dizzy. I actually on Friday was so anxious and worried and scared that I actually texted one of my friends and was just like, dude, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm just so worried. I have the kids by myself while my wife is on this retreat. I don't know what to do. And I just kind of expressed this like this feeling that I've never had before, this hopeless, like I don't know what to do type feeling. So luckily having friends like that is great because they can kind of calm you down in that time. He was so gracious enough to help with food, so I didn't have to worry about what to feed the kids. And luckily, the kids were fine. Like, luckily, the kids weren't going through exactly what I was going through while I was going through it as well. With an immunocompromised mom who can't afford to get whatever this kind of cough and fever and everything, she can't afford to get that. So she wasn't able to come help. I got brothers that are young, so they're working and they're busy. They can't just take off. And then a mother in law who is always there and can always watch them. She is just stuck in the bathroom, just throwing up, and she is not feeling good. All of that was a recipe for just feeling super alone. Again, wife was gone on retreat. My mom cannot get sick, so she couldn't be around to help. My mother-in-law, who usually is really consistent with it, was throwing up sick. Brothers are working and everything. It's just like had nothing. And all of my friends are either going on this retreat as retreatants or on the team, and so they as well couldn't afford to get sick at this time. So very isolated. I felt very strange about it all. I didn't know what to do. I literally stayed in bed. I put Spidey and his amazing friends, whatever it's called, Bluey, whatever I had to just distract the kids. I had a few times where I fell asleep, woke up all of a sudden was like would like look around, just be like, are they okay? Or are they breaking something? Are they fighting? But luckily, like God really had his hand on it because he had them. I mean, they were the calmest they've ever been. They got along well. Uh, Luckily, the TV really did distract them. It wasn't my number one choice. Definitely don't want to just plop them in front of the TV. We actually tried to actively avoid that. Um, but we don't own a TV. We actually own a little projector. But yeah, it was the weirdest, strangest feeling. So now feeling a little better, and I'm feeling a little better. I feel 100%. I just kind of have this dry cough that I'm trying to hold down while I record this. But I started to reflect back on it and why I felt like that. Like why do I have this like borderline anxiety attack? Not to belittle people that actually have them. I think I have them, but I don't know. But to have a borderline anxiety attack is what it felt like um, during this time. Why was that? And then I started to think about like if my prayer life was solid, I shouldn't have fallen into that. Granted, being sick throws in a little bit different wrench in there, something to not be really expected for, but still being sick, if my and then being isolated and having to take care of the kids, if my prayer life is 100%, why did I get that feeling? Why did I get that feeling of anxiety and loneliness and everything? And so I started to really reflect back on just what did my prayer life look like over the last month? Like what did it look like? Because obviously it's always going to go up and down. For me at least, it goes up and down. And I started to realize that leading up into that, things were going well in life. Um, we had just got off a big break from work. I work at a university, so students were all gone. We got a long break from Christmas Eve to or the 23rd all the way till January 2nd, and so we got this long break. Um, Work's just going well. This podcast has been going extremely well. Things are just going well. But sometimes when things are going well, that's when our prayer life can slip. And I started to realize, yeah, when was the last time when I showed up to work, I went to the chapel to pray instead of going straight to my office and starting work? Or when was the last time I got home and instead of figuring out like when's the AFC championship or when are the Thunder playing? What's going on for dinner? Instead of taking some time to be thankful for the day and pray. And I realized how fast I can get out of those rhythms of praying. I was a personal trainer for a long time, and I always tell everyone that prayer and working out, they people struggle with the exact same things. I don't know if I have time to pray. Well, people also say I don't know if I have time to work out. Sorry, I was hoping not to do that. I don't know what to do when I go to prayer. I don't know what to do when I go to the gym. There's all the things are the exact same. But I heard someone say it one time about a workout, and it's been so applicable to the prayer life, which is no one has ever regretted a workout they did. No one's gone to the gym. Granted, aside from going to the gym and working out and like blowing out your back or something, that's different. You don't regret the workout, you regret the injury. But um, no one's ever gone to the gym, worked out, and then left and been like, wow, I shouldn't have done that today. And that's the exact same thing with prayer life too. Is we got to show up, and this is me talking to myself. Obviously, anyone else that needs to hear this too. This isn't me preaching. Like I said, this is me reflecting on my own life. So I'm speaking to myself. But when uh, things are going well, when things are going bad, we need to return to prayer life because no one's ever gone into prayer. So even if you don't want to go and like you're forcing yourself to go, like still show up because no one's ever gone into 15 minutes of prayer, into a holy hour, into whatever it is, said a rosary. No one's ever done that and then thought to themselves, man, I wish I wouldn't have done that. And so you just got to keep showing up. And that's what I learned from this whole situation is, man, I've got to keep showing up. I've got to make sure my prayer life is on point. And St. Jose Maria Escriva mentions it in his book, The Way, about how, like, we got to prepare for those, the crazy moments. I don't remember exactly how he words it. I wish I would have brought the book. It's kind of just coming to me now. But we gotta prepare for those extreme moments. Um, but we can't. But we're not supposed to expect the extreme moments. So we shouldn't expect to have a conversation with 30 people and then all decide to become Christians or all decide to become Catholics. We shouldn't expect that. We should be prepared for that, though, and we should prepare for that through the daily things, through the small things. As we focus on the small things, never expecting the big things, but always being prepared for the big things. And that's the same. That's kind of an example from the good, but it's the same for the example from the bad too. Is we should be prepared, doing the daily things, being prepared, so that way, not expecting that something bad's going to happen. Because if you're expecting something really bad's going to happen, you probably have anxiety. You're probably worried about the future. You should be prepping yourself in the present and praying so that when those moments inevitably come, in those rock bottom moments, or even just those slightly hard, challenging times, when those happen, that is when you are prepared and you are ready to crawl right out of that hole or crawl right back to Jesus. And that is something I failed at this weekend, but I am so glad to have the ability to sit with God and to reflect with Him. And so very first thing I did when I got to work today is I went into the chapel. All of our focus missionaries were in there, which is my favorite time to go. Same thing at the gym. I love going to the gym when all your friends are there because everyone's working out. Even if you're not working out together, it's just super cool and motivating. Like, oh, he's working hard. I also want to work hard. It's the same in prayer life. And I promise, focus missionaries, I'm not just staring at you. But when I can just tell I'm in the presence of you guys being so reverent and praying, it is encouraging for me and it makes me want to enter into that. And I look forward to that being the start of my day tomorrow as well. Actually, starting my day with discipleship with my guys, but then going straight to the chapel after that. So it was amazing. So that was my biggest takeaway from this weekend. Now, something I have taken up, which I want to start doing a lot more. And I thought, who better to share this with than you guys, the viewers here? And I am going to be willing to do these for you as well. We are in the process of getting a new mic and everything. My birthday is next month, and so my lovely mom is upgrading our mic system for us. Who she's also the one that upgraded our camera for us, and have these two amazing lights that help make the studio just pop. So she is the one of the biggest supporters of this channel. But you guys can also be supporters of the channel. I'll include the Patreon links below, and you guys can join the Patreon community for free. Don't think like I don't need to click the Patreon, so I'm not going to support it monthly. Join it anyway. Join it for free. I'm doing daily gospel reflections. I'm doing other posts that aren't posted anywhere else. And eventually, we're actually going to be posting video content there as well. Some for fun, doing like the Hot Ones challenge or um, doing like a silly game against a priest. But we're going to be posting some other great content there as well. We're working on building the best online Catholic community out there. So join the Patreon group for free. And then if you feel called later on to support the channel and help us grow, we would love to have you guys there. So that's also through the Patreon link as well. But don't think that just because right now you don't want to support financially that you shouldn't click the Patreon link. Still click it and go there. I just did a gospel reflection today. We had a poll the day before. I love doing like trivia, so there'll be like Catholic trivia and stuff in there too. But anyway, so back to what I was talking about. I took up this hobby. So I found out a little later in life. I don't even know when I found out. I think I found out I enjoyed it when I first started working at this gym in 2014, 15 or whatever. And I work at the front desk, and it was so boring when you were there in the middle of the day and there was just nobody coming in. And so I would sit there and I'd pull up a cartoon on the computer and I would draw. I would just look at the drawing and I look down and then I look back up and like it doesn't look right and I erase it and I draw real light with the pencil. And then when it looked perfect, I would trace it with a Sharpie. So when people saw it, it just looked like this pristine tracing basically, but I was able to just kind of replicate it on a piece of paper. I always found myself like the shifts going by really fast because I was able to just like zone out and draw, and it was just it was awesome. And so now I have found a newfound love, something that my wife got me into, and this is how she got me into it. She said, "Hey, me and my girlfriends, for I don't even think it was a group. I think it was just literally random. We are going to do a peg doll swap. We're gonna do a peg doll swap." And I was like, what in the world is a peg doll? And so she showed me, and I was just like, these things are so cheesy. And so it ended up being super cool. What they did was everybody picked a saint, and they painted the peg doll a specific saint, and they painted 13 of them. And then they all showed up for this party. I believe they had drinks and food and stuff. It's kind of a come and go event, if I remember right. But people would show up, and what you would do is you would put yours in a group, and then once everybody's was there, then everybody would just go through and take one of each. And so by the end of it, you actually have 13 different peg dolls. So we have like Saint Joan of Arc, Saint John Paul II, Blessed Stanley Rother, Saint. We have like Mary. I don't. I did a Saint Benedict. Yeah, so we just have these like great. Oh, Saint Adelaide, another one. We did some great saints, and I thought like this is going to take forever. I don't even know if I can do this, and I honestly was not excited for it. But by the end of it, by the time we had finished doing it, I felt so much relaxation from just focusing. And like, I mean, these things are tiny. I'm about to show you them, but they're tiny. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like painting the details on after I've like painted the clothes and stuff, the big parts. And I fell in love with it. I ended up just doing them for fun now. And so we've started to do these for people, or I've started to do these for people. And so I'm going to be posting some of these in our Patreon group as well. But I wanted to show you two of them I did recently I was super proud of. One of them is the patron saint of this podcast, and that is Saint Philip Neri. And so let me see if I can get them not so bright. Maybe I can turn off one of these lights. So Saint Philip Neri here, if I can kind of get him focused. There we go. Saint Philip Neri here. So Saint Philip Neri, he's hugging that Sacred Heart as this big thing with his oratories and everything. Just a great saint. He's the patron saint of joy, and he is just an amazing saint to learn about. He was a layperson in his ministry. He eventually went on to become a priest, like 13 years into his ministry. But it was just beautiful that he sacrificed everything. Was supposed to inherit a business, sacrificed it all to serve the poor and to work for Jesus. And I just truly admire that. And it's something I kind of did as well as we sold our business and I worked for the church and I just love doing what I do. And now doing this, I truly think that there's a mission field on the internet and I am more than happy to give up what I need to do to chase after it. So St. Philip Neri, patron saint of this podcast. The next one is the patron saint of this retreat I'm going on this week, which I would love for you guys to pray for us. And this is Saint Jose Maria Escriva. Let me block the light here. Saint Jose Maria Escriva. Little glasses, just your normal day priest. This guy could probably look like your priest at your parish. Um, this guy is awesome. He very much took on the role of the little way of evangelization, and he really made a difference by focusing, like what I was saying, focusing on those little things and preparing so that you're ready for the big things. He was so good at getting people to just don't worry about step Z. Let's just start with step A. And just this making everything so simple and not making what is a very complicated and complex, I guess a better word, a very complex faith and just complex God in general. He made it very simple for people, very real for people, and people were changed by that. He's got some just great quotes. I love that his uh, emphasis on just the power of prayer. There's nothing more you can do. Like right now, like the best way that you could support this channel is by praying for this channel. To pray for the channel, everything else will come. Like obviously, yes, like you need money to continue to grow. Like I would need money to be able to do this full time. But this show will make the most impact the more people pray for it. The more people pray for it. God will bring those things if that's his will, but maybe it's not his will. And maybe this is something that he wants me to do and donate my time and not make a single dime off of it, but to do it for the glory of his kingdom. And that is a task that I am 100% willing to take. So I love St. Jose Maria Escriva. I love St. Philip Neri. But these peg dolls, I'm contemplating because I love doing them so much. I'm contemplating throwing it out there that you guys can send me a saint, challenge me with the saint, and I will paint it, maybe paint it even doing it a live stream. And then I will give it away to one of the viewers, anyone that comes on and is subscribed, and then they can just say enter me or whatever. I thought about doing a giveaway. So you guys could tell me the saint, and we would pull it up, we would paint it, and then we give it away for you guys, all to support the channel, help us continue to grow and reach people for Jesus. And maybe it'd be encouraging for me. Maybe it would be good for me to look into these saints more, to see more about their lives and to grow closer to God by reading about people who were close to God. I think that'd be great. So that's kind of it. This is the longest thoughts with Josh we've ever had. So much going on in my life recently. Technical difficulties, frustrations, sickness, and everything. Just all this stuff that can be looked at as bad. I look at it as good because it's reminding me, it's redirecting my eyes back to heaven, back to God, back to his will. And I'm super excited that God continues to heal me, continues to help me make me feel better. I think it's going to be perfect timing because we got this retreat coming up. We will leave Thursday around 1 or so, I think, or noon. No, a mass at noon. That's what it starts with. But we'll leave then, and we're going to be gone until Sunday. And then I'm coming back into a few great interviews with some people that I just met. And so I'm looking forward to continue to share all this. But I just thank God for the bad times. Because the bad times, it's just like an art. like black is sometimes like it would be considered a bad color, but black makes color pop. So like anything that is bad in life, anything that just seems like it's kind of like a why god, that know that there is a why, and understand that he's got a greater good that's going to come out of it, and that he is on your side and on your team. So you guys don't forget to subscribe to the channel, the Holy Happy Hour. We will see you guys soon. Hopefully next time I will be live streaming as well, and that stuff won't all mess up. But other than that, I've got to get to sleep because I've got to continue to rest, and then I've got to get up early. But I will see you guys next time. This is coming out on a Thursday, so I'll be on retreat right now while you guys are watching this. So pray for me, pray for the retreatants, pray for the team. And I will see you guys next week, hopefully with the third episode of the 7 Vices and Their Opposing Virtues. In the meantime, check out the description below for the past 2 episodes of the 7 Vices and Their Opposing Virtues. And we'll see you guys next week. God bless.